say. So all of these things need to be brought out on the surface, on the table, and looked at. The Earth's axis. National Geographic came out with a report not too long ago saying the Earth's axis is shifting. It's moving a certain amount of miles in the direction of Siberia. They're saying that now that magnetic north is changing. We're also getting some reports right now saying that there are some strange changes taking place in the core of our planet right now. The Earth's molten core, which still, how it really operates, is mysterious to scientists, right? I mean, they only know so much. They have hypotheses, they have theories, and they feed their theories to the masses, call it scientific fact. At one point in time, it was a scientific fact that the Earth was flat. I think there's a lot of realities that are now rising to the surface that are challenging these Earth is still flat type of mentalities, belief systems that are still prevalent in our world, in the scientific community. Let's go back to some of the headlines here. California on the verge of systematic failure. This is from the globeandmail.com. Mass layoffs / health and welfare services, closed parks, crumbling superhighways, and even larger public school class sizes are all part of the new norm. And at what point would the economy be so bad that even strippers quit their jobs and go, hell with this, I need a new job? That's when you know the economy is really doing bad. I just had to throw that in there, because even that particular industry is doing not too well at this time, as there's less expendable income available in our communities, in our world. California's fiscal hole is now so large that the state would have to liberate 168,000 prison inmates and permanently shutter 240 university and community college campuses to balance its budget in the fiscal year that begins July 1st. Think of California as Greece on the Pacific, bankrupt and desperately needing a bailout. Yeah, more like think of a state about ready to really get on its knees. We've got other news too, and we've got other things that we need to talk about. We're going to play that clip, Bill, shortly in just a few minutes. Let's go through this. A lot of focus on Iran and Israel and the potential for war. What you're not going to get on this program is another person crying wolf that a certain thing is going to happen at a certain date. But I will report the facts that many people are looking at right now, and that's another report of more than 12 U.S. and Israeli warships that are on their way to Iran through the Suez Canal, through the Red Sea, reportedly heading to the Persian Gulf. Egypt has allowed the vessels to pass through the Suez Canal to the Red Sea on Friday. Special security measures have been implemented by the Egyptian authorities for the safe passage of what is believed to be the largest U.S. armada to pass through the canal in many, many years. All commercial and civilian traffic through the Suez Canal was halted and beefed up security forces were posted along both sides of the waterway. As this is being reported in the international media, they're not telling you this in the mainstream media. Let's go to the next report. This is what the average American is being fed that's watching the mainstream media. This is from Fox News. Propaganda alert, propaganda alert. We've got 17 Afghans loose in the U.S. Hide your daughters. Close your doors. Lock them with the big locks that you got at Home Depot. Alert issued for 17 Afghan military members AWOL from U.S. Air Force Base. How horrifying. It's starting to sound a lot like 9/11. If they want somewhere to look, they ought to look for at the strip bar. If you look at the official story of 9/11, Muhammad Atta, they were doing cocaine at the strip bar before the radical Islamic terrorists directed planes into buildings. Now, according to Fox News, that got this very special piece of information. A nationwide alert has been issued for 17 members of the Afghan military who have gone AWOL from an Air Force base in Texas, where foreign military officers who are trained to become pilots are taught English. The Afghan officers and enlisted men have security badges that give them access to secure U.S. defense installations, according to the Lookout Bulletin. The Be on the Lookout BOLO Bulletin was distributed to local and federal law enforcement officials on Wednesday night. So they want you thinking about this. They want you worried about your future, your survival, people going missing from military bases, but not asking the question, what's really going on here? Why are all these things going on? They don't want you looking at really what's going on with the oil. They want you terrified. Now, this next situation is pertaining to a revelation that came out not too long ago, several months ago, but this is a follow-up, because the founder of WikiLeaks, some of you are familiar with this story, there's been thousands of videos that allegedly have been given to this founder of WikiLeaks that document innocent civilians, women and children, being murdered by Americans in the Middle East. And of course, we all know what this does to damage the image of the United States and the international community. I also believe this is by design. Of course, America is being set up to fall and will be ravaged, will be raped by those mighty super forces that are being built up by design by the Western banks. But it doesn't mean that this isn't going on. It means there's a reason why some of the stuff's even being allowed to get out there. Hopefully this is one of the exceptions to the rules. Hopefully we're going to get some interesting information coming out in the near future as we find out what is on some of the other videotapes that the founder of WikiLeaks is in possession of. But he is now publicly saying that he fears for his life. He is from Australia. His name is Julian. And he is said to be under threat with reports that the site has hundreds of thousands of classified cables containing explosive revelations about, of course, civilians being murdered in the Middle East. There was international uproar in April when the website released classified U.S. military videos, which officials had been refusing to make public for 3 years. The leaked video showed a U.S. helicopter crew mistaking a camera for a rocket-propelled grenade launcher before firing on a group of people in Iraq. And so, for those of you out there that have been researching this particular issue, what troops have been doing really in the United States, in Iraq and Afghanistan, thank you, Bill, other than so-called projecting stability, is a lot of things that most people don't want to deal with, don't want to face. And I can get graphic, I can start sharing details, but most of you really don't need to hear that. You already know what's going on. The question is, why is all this done in your name? Why is no one stopping it? The Pentagon, if they really wanted to win the world romantically, oh, the U.S. is coming to save you. You definitely can trust us. And Americans are not evil. We're not the big great Satan. Why would they allow these things to go on unless they were actually actively invested in destroying this country's reputation, this country's economy, and of course jeopardizing the safety of you and your children in the future when this country comes crashing down? It's not crashing down by accident when you start investigating the actual implosion that's going on scientifically, economically, militarily. I mean, why would a country that truly is doing what it's doing to succeed in its operation push its own men to the brink of insanity, to where over 40% of those hospitalized, 40% of those troops hospitalized in the Middle East are there because of something mental, psychological? And so when you find out over 40% are in there because of something going on in their head, mental problems, PTSD, when you find out more men are killing themselves as opposed to being killed by enemy fire, when you find out that a female is more likely to be gang raped by her fellow comrades than killed by enemy fire, you realize there's something really, really effed up going on in your own backyard. And so we're sitting here whistling in the dark of the night thinking that everything's fine, instead of realizing that one day we're going to go broke, the troops will be called back to this country, and we'll work under NORTHCOM to enforce martial law, when most of us are prostituting ourselves and getting involved in securities and are thinking about where we can go to the best dumpster to get the best slice of bread that got thrown out of New Seasons or Fred Meyer, while most of us are in slave plantation mode, thinking about survival and who we have to kill or who we have to do just to pay our bills. The agenda of the New World Order goes on in the dark of night. So please, please don't think about your own pain over the larger picture, because when we focus only on ourselves, our own gain, we can really become blinded at what's really going on and how our situation would really be a lot better than it is right now if we had a better handle on things and what was going on. Okay, I'm kind of rambling here. Bill, go ahead and let that phone call through, and let's get ready to play track 3 on the DVD.
Okay, I'll be really quick. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Jan.
How you doing? I saw something very strange today about, I think it's the Gulf of Aden, A-B-E-N, and you can look it up on the Internet. I don't have access, but I hear you can. I saw it on a cable access show today, and it's off the coast of Yemen, and that ties in with what's happening now and where all these terrorists are supposedly coming from. And they're saying this is happening because of the